Well, as the world watches Israeli crimes against Palestinians in Gaza with much horror, U.S. lawmakers are offering their unwavering support to Tel Aviv. A number of lawmakers are pressing President Barack Obama not to take any action that would pressure Israel to halt its military assault in the besieged enclave. Some of them have been criticized, criticized the administration's efforts to halt violence there. House Speaker John Boehner has said the U.S. should stand with Israel and not just as a broker, but as a strong partner. On Monday, Obama's national security advisor, Susan Rice, said that Washington will more than double its investment in Israel's air defense system in 2015. She said the U.S. strongly supports Israel's right to self-defense. She was interrupted by a protester who called for an end to the Israeli crimes in Gaza.
Stop the bombing, stop the killing. Stop the bombing, stop the killing. End the siege of Gaza. End the siege of Gaza. Stop the murder, stop the hate. Stop the murder, stop the hate. End the siege of Gaza.
For more insight on that story, we're joined by political commentator Sami Ramadani, joining us on the line from London. Mr. Ramadani, the United States, with regards to Israel, continues to swim upstream as the entire world and various world leaders, numerous world leaders, have been condemning the Israeli crimes. And on the other hand, American officials are pledging to increase their support for Israel and its air defense system in the year 2015.
Yes, and really almost unanimously all commentators in the world will tell you that this is to be expected. The United States is the backer and guarantor of Israel. I hear a lot of talk about how the Jewish lobby controls U.S. policy and so on. What people don't understand that this type of analysis really does not tell you the story. The story is that Israel is the biggest, most important military base for the United States in the world. It's part of U.S. strategic planning, thinking, policies in the entire world. Israel has more than 200 nuclear bombs. These nuclear bombs are not to crush the Palestinian people, but to be part of a U.S. strategic onslaught if in case of war and threatening other countries and nations. What they are doing in Palestine is to strengthen that base, to crush any hope for the Palestinian people to survive and to assert their rights. The massacres in Gaza don't concern the United States. They don't care for how many people die. They did the same in Syria. They support these armed thugs and organizations to destroy Syrian society. They are doing the same in Iraq, in Mosul. Israel and ISIS now have a de facto strategic alliance. You can see it on the ground. Former U.S. ambassador to Washington only last week said that the organizations like ISIS might be bad, but they are better for Israel than the others. The others he would describe as, for example, the Palestinian resistance, Hezbollah in Lebanon, Iran, etc., Syria. So U.S. policy and Israeli policy coincide in a very, very big way because the United States is the guarantor of Israel. They supply it with the weapons, they supply it with the money, with the funds, billions of dollars every year in grants, not in loans. So Israeli actions echo U.S. strategy in the region. That's why the United States supports them. Not because there are some Jews in the United States, but because Israel is the most loyal and most, in a sense, solid base, military base for U.S. policy in the region. And the poison that Israel is spreading in the region is also helping and serving U.S. strategic interests.
Thank you very much, political commentator Sami Ramadani, speaking to us on the line from the British capital, London.